let his hands go. He has vowed that is not going to be the case tonight.
His only pro lose, and here we go, round number 1, heavyweight championship of the world. Parker, enormous, with a huge size advantage. Ruiz Jr., yes, we know, is not the body beautiful, but he has good boxing ability as he fires out a double jab, long jab from Joshua. Joshua missing with the hook. Would like to do something emphatic here, Sergio, but he also has to box and find his rhythm.
No, he has to be careful, because what Ruiz does really well is he punches back sharply every time you miss a punch.
And how Andy Ruiz was successful against Alexander Dimitrenko was that he was able to walk him down. Really be able to walk Joshua down when the punches coming back are that much more significant.
You see Joshua able to touch Ruiz at will, fires off a right hand. He's able to throw that jab to the body or the head.
That's exactly what I meant. That's what Ruiz does well. He counters. He has fast hands. For a big guy, he has really fast counters.
Ruiz has good ability to go to the body. The question is, can he get inside against this longer, taller man?
He can get inside, but he doesn't want to give up that chopping right hand. He is the shorter fighter, and Joshua punching down can hurt him.
Joshua is very versatile. He can hurt you with any punch, either hand. Has the ability to box. We saw in his last fight against Alexander Povetkin. He's able to come back from adversity as well.
Right here we see the shorter, pudgier man backing up the big heavyweight champion.
Ruiz with his defense tight, hands are up. Good jabbing skills, comes in defensively responsible and able to move in behind his jab.
If you go back to the Povetkin fight, Brian, Povetkin had a little success in those early rounds against Joshua, connecting with some pretty significant shots.
Oh, Povetkin brought the heat, no question, at Wembley in front of 80,000 plus. I wonder, Sergio, I think the challenge here, and it seems to be being met by Ruiz, is just to be able to breathe in round 1 and be able to box and make this normal, because this is not normal for anyone to come in here against this man at this place.
See what he just did right there. Look, Ruiz can't counter. He's a sneaky counter puncher. He's a quiet puncher, and that's why Joshua's a little leery right now.
Joshua with a jab that landed, tries and fires a hook that missed. Joshua is able to land that jab, if not at will, on a regular basis.
And the thing about Ruiz, like Povetkin, they made a career beating bigger men. So he knows how to punch up at the right time.
You know, you called him the Mexican Rocky. This is certainly Apollo Creed. I mean, look at Anthony Joshua. It's ridiculous, the condition that he's in. Final seconds now of round 1. That's a hard jab by Joshua, but a decent round 1 for the challenger, Andy Ruiz. Able to stay in and able to box against the Czech. Pleasure to be here with you at Madison Square Garden. Robert McCracken calm in the corner, Sergio, and trying to get his man to box as Ruiz comes out firing and looking to fight.
That was a really good right hand for Andy Ruiz.
Ruiz timed him with a right hand, but no, as he should be a little concerned, because he's walking the bigger man down. He says he wants to keep him at bay, keep him long, and feint first, because Ruiz is an excellent counter puncher.
Ruiz has some wins over solid contenders, although some came at the back end of those contenders' careers. He beat Sergey Lapovich in 2014, Ray Austin in 2016, and then later Kevin Johnson. But you can see the amateur pedigree. He has over 100 amateur wins. And Ruiz again comes in 32-1, 21 knockouts, so a credible opponent. And maybe some people out there were telling me, Chris Vanek, say, you know what? He could give a better account of himself than Jarrell Miller, even though he's filling in for Miller after he failed his drug test.
Yeah, I think Andy Ruiz is a more impactful puncher. That's why when Anthony Joshua was going through his training camp, he brought in amateurs, because, hey, he thinks they throw more impactful punches. And while Jarrell Miller is the busier fighter, Andy Ruiz has a little more pop behind what he throws.
Ruiz able to calmly move forward and measure that jab.
When it comes to fast counter punchers and boxers with fast hands, it's good to not throw a power or a hard jab the first time around. You want to flip that jab. You want to use speed jabs. Get the other fighter to try to counter.
You wonder at what point that Joshua is able to get into the pocket and maybe goes on the attack. He has not done that as of yet. We're only in round 2. But Ruiz certainly is able to get fairly comfortable, if not calm, in the ring. And that's some achievement. You know, the big fights just suck the energy out of you, Sergio. A challenger could come in, and whether it's your first mega fight or your first championship fight, and this is a big stage right hand from Joshua, that could really drain a man, and a hook lands as well by the champ.
Yeah, this is a big stage for Andy Ruiz, and sometimes you're not worried about what Andy Ruiz could do. It's what Madison Square Garden, where legends have fought, can do to Ruiz. And
Chris, I think, too, you know that Joshua on his mind, Deontay Wilder had an emphatic win over Dominic Brazil. He's already beaten Brazil, but he can't go in there and think, hey, I've got to knock someone out just like that.
Yeah, but he's thinking that to a degree. He saw the Wilder win, and he said he wanted to have a big performance tonight. But you got to be careful when a guy can crack in the way that Ruiz can.
Final seconds of round 2. The better punches in this round seemingly coming from Anthony Joshua, but again, Ruiz is in this fight, in this boxing contest. Ruiz showed that he could be a dangerous man as well.
Anyone with fast hands in boxing can be dangerous.
Anthony Joshua, heavyweight champion of the world, coming in here to Madison Square Garden, wanting to showcase his skills. He is doing that so far, but getting a bit of a test here early from Andy Ruiz. Ruiz in the white and gold trunks, Joshua in the white with black trim. See the punches, at least the jabs through 2 rounds, 9-3. Ruiz mixes it up, good uppercut and a hook, puts Ruiz down. Wow, that was fast from Joshua.
5, 6, 7.
More than 2 minutes to go in this round. Anthony Joshua is a composed and ferocious finisher. Watch this.
21 knockouts in 21 wins for Anthony Joshua. The champ with the right hand. Ruiz is staggered at an uppercut, trying to hold on. Strafing right. Ruiz comes to fire back.
And Joshua's hurt.
Oh, Joshua goes down.
Andy Ruiz caught him with a sharp left hook. Joshua's hurt.
6, 7.
He is clear-eyed, looking to the eyes of Michael Griffin. But what an answer by Ruiz. Stunning. Joshua on unsteady legs. Both men with knockdowns in this 3rd round. The crowd is stunned.
And I don't think Anthony Joshua thought Andy Ruiz would be able to stand up to that assault.
Sergio, how often do you see after you have a knockdown, you figure, all right, let me finish this guy off, and then you're the one in danger?
Both men down, but I think Joshua took the worst of it.
Joshua's climbed off the canvas before. Against Vladimir Klitschko, he was hurt here, and Ruiz with a stiff right hand as well. Tremendous answer. Just when you think the coronation is complete, Joshua in trouble.
He is still on shaky legs, Brian.
And there is 40-plus seconds left in this round.
These are the most important 40 seconds of Andy Ruiz's career. He has a hurt champion in front of him.
Joshua now on the ropes, not moving away.
Body shots and uppercuts is what Ruiz should be looking for.
Could be measuring him for a counter right, standing in one spot. Now tapping to the body. Fascinating round 3. Both men are wary, but Sergio, you thought this was a big chance, and now here comes Ruiz. Has Joshua hurt in the corner? Joshua is hurt, he's staggered, and he goes down again. That's a knockdown. Joshua's been down twice.
5, 6, 7, 8.
That was close.
Okay, lift up your hand.
Griffin getting to 8.
Walk to me. All right?
Can he step to Michael Griffin?
Box.
Griffin asked him to walk to me, and he didn't. But the bell rings.
And the bell saves Anthony Joshua. First knockdown is of Ruiz. It was a beautiful left hook that put him down. And here we see Joshua coming down, going down for the first time. Beautiful left hook right on the temple. Took the legs right out of Joshua. And here's the second knockdown.
All right, what could be the round here? Round number 4, and Ruiz is out firing and trying to become the heavyweight champion of the world in a stunner.
Brian, he is still on shaky legs, Anthony Joshua. He has not fully recovered from that last round.
And Andy Ruiz jabbing to the body. He's going to expecting more of those. He wants to set up something over the top, a looping punch.
You know, we joke about the conditioning of these guys. Andy Ruiz right now looks like the better conditioned fighter.
Well, those punches seem to graze Joshua on the side of the head and then the top of the head. And it really threw off his equilibrium. Right hand just falls short. But Ruiz definitely looks dangerous now. Ruiz looks like he's measuring him for his own right hand. Joshua must respect that power. Ruiz with a hard jab and a second jab to the chest. You know, there's not much of an output, Sergio, from Joshua at this point.
Because he respects Ruiz, that's why. He respects them fast hands, and he has to respect the power now. Andy Ruiz came to become the heavyweight champion of the world tonight.
On his trunks it says Destroyer. Could he be that tonight?
And on the back it says Victorious.
Massive underdog coming in here as a fill-in, as a substitute, and here for a showcase for the champion from London. But it has been a rude welcome to the United States for Anthony Joshua. Round will his legs get stronger and clear his head a little bit more each time.
I believe Andy Ruiz in those 40 seconds, he could have became the champion of the world, but he's a poised, patient puncher. He feels he's probably going to get another opportunity again.
Joshua is going to have to put it into another gear. You see Ruiz outlanding the champion in power punches and real shots too. Not just throwing a hook, he throws a good hook to the body. We knew Ruiz had good fundamental skills. Solid boxer, good amateur pedigree.
And I'll tell you what, 5 rounds in, Andy Ruiz has won over a good portion of these Brits here. 6,000 Brits here, and he's winning the crowd over.
Joshua looking a little steadier here in this round 5. We're more than halfway through in this round. A blockbuster round 3. Is that how you score that? With 3 knockdowns, 10-8? That's how
I scored it.
All right. It gets confusing. Yeah, dude, but then he got a knockdown as well. Would it be 9-8?
2 knockdowns for Andy Ruiz.
Right.
1 knockdown for Anthony Joshua.
I'll let you figure that out. Final minute now, round 5, Madison Square Garden heavyweight title fight. And a spirited challenge from Andy Ruiz. Chris Mannix has him up on his card. That's a hard hook by Joshua. Things can change quickly.
Manny Robles told Andy Ruiz not to give him. Don't stay in mid-range. Do not let Joshua take the initiative. That's mid-range, and that's why he got caught right there.
At any moment, this could end. I thought I would just be saying that about Joshua. I could have to say it about Andy Ruiz as well. Ruiz fires back. That looked to be blocked.
It was an overhand right, but he didn't set it up. He needed to fool Joshua downstairs before he threw it upstairs.
Now Joshua has his hands a little bit higher, showing a little more respect for Ruiz. The right hand by Ruiz, able to get through and touch it.
Time!
Well, able to up the work rate. Maybe it's this round. Misses with the right hand. Good slip by Ruiz.
Brian, what Anthony Joshua has to realize is that one good shot is not going to hurt Ruiz to the point where he's just vulnerable. Ruiz is going to fire back if Joshua comes charging in after taking that shot.
One thing CompuBox can tell you is the normal work rate for a fighter. And Anthony Joshua, through 5 rounds, is averaging 28 punches per round. His average in his last 8 fights, 40 per round. So his output is down. Now, granted, he was down twice in that 3rd round. That'll skew it. However, until the opening seconds of this round, we just haven't seen a fully engaged Anthony Joshua showing the normal volume.
And that's because of Andy Ruiz's fast hands and fast counters. He has to be careful. Every time he opens up, Ruiz is going to come back with something.
Joshua with the enormous height advantage, the reach advantage. You would figure, Sergio, again, he heard it from Robert McCracken, he could just box. Jab, move back, European style, and win this fight.
That's exactly what they want. Robert McCracken said, listen, jab, jab, right hand. That's all that's going to win this.
the middle.
You're AJ, you got to keep sticking that jab out there. You can't let Andy Ruiz just walk towards you without throwing something back.
And Ruiz is getting closer and closer. I would like to see him go to the body more.
First knockdown of the fight came from Anthony Joshua. At that point, it looked like it was just going to be party time for all these British fans. And again, a continuance in Joshua's reign. And instead, we see the possibility of Andy Ruiz becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. Good body shot. That was a hook from Ruiz. That's his best shot. Joshua answering with the hook.
That's
right
what I
hand
want
to
to
the
see.
body.
That's what I want to see from Ruiz. I want Joshua to concentrate on the body. Then you can come upstairs with that overhand right.
And the jab to the chest, which Ruiz has been throwing, moves Joshua all the way back.
And I said that earlier, Brian, before the overhand getting right, it's going to be a jab downstairs, a jab to the right, to the chest.
That jab grazed Joshua's cheek and was inches away from landing flush. Hard body shot by Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz is setting up an overhand right.
Final seconds here, round 6, and Ruiz having all sorts of surprising success again. Joshua's talking to him. I don't know what he's saying. Boy, Triple G will be with us on the post show in the post fight. We'll have a lot to talk about either way. Round 7, and Andy Ruiz Jr., Sergio having success with those body shots in round 6. Chris, how do you look at your scoring on that? How do you score that round?
I gave it to Andy Ruiz, 58-57 in favor of Ruiz. The last 40 seconds of that round, Brian, I think Anthony Joshua threw one punch, and that was at the very end.
Oh, that hook. Almost landing in the right hand from Ruiz, and now a barrage. The champ's in trouble, and down he goes.
4,
Third knockdown of the fight for
6,
Ruiz.
7, 8. You're going to pick up your hands. Put your mouthpiece there. Come off the rope. Box.
Well, not quite a wink, but he flashes his eyebrows. He better throw his hands. The champ is in trouble.
Look for an overhand right here, Brian.
Joshua with the hard jab. Trying to answer, but he's shaking. He's down again. Wow.
Joshua looks gassed.
4,
Mouthpiece came flying out of his mouth.
6, 7, 8.
He's been down 4 times.
Hey, turn around. You can.
Joshua turning to his corner.
He's got to be careful here.
He's got to stay engaged.
Okay,
Where is his mouthpiece?
You ready to box?
Joshua looks so tired. I think he wants out.
That's it. He says that's it. Andy Ruiz is the heavyweight champion. Michael Griffin was given